Hi guys, and welcome back to another Rommel's Love Child video. Apologies for it being quite a while. I've had some problems with microphone issues, but hopefully I've managed to sort it. Now, today we're going to have a little look at scouting. We're going to have a look at scouting in the T37 because I've got a very good game to show you some of the techniques about scouting. I've mentioned it before. I'm going to go over it again in a few more details with an excellent battle to show you exactly how you can use scouting, especially passive scouting, to aid your team greatly. And although it doesn't start off like this, it turns out we end up getting hammered, but we end up coming back to win it in quite a spectacular fashion. It's quite a tense game, especially towards the middle when it looks like we're about to be annihilated, and then we manage to start clawing it back, so it's quite good from there. But let's have a look at what makes the T37 a good scout. Now, typical with most light tanks, the hull armour, 25 mils at the front, 25 mils at the side, 19 mils at the rear. Even though it's sloped quite reasonably at the front, you're not going to block any shots, okay? Not a lot's going to bounce off you, even from lower tier. Your turret armour is slightly thicker, 31 at the front, but again, you're not really relying on this to block any armour. What you're going to rely on is you're going to rely on your camo rating and your view range and your mobility as well. It's not the smallest tank in the world, it's quite high up, but that's not necessarily such a bad thing. I mean, you can stick your turret above a ridge line and spot what's over it and then quickly disappear down it. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at the gun before we look at everything else. So, with the top gun that I've got installed, here the 76mm T91, you've got a rate of fire of 16.2 rounds per minute, which is pretty good. A average penetration of 126 with standard ammo, 160 with premium, and 115 damage. Dispersion is alright at 0.45, it's not too bad, you've seen worse. And the aiming time is 1.7, which is pretty good actually. Okay. Used to have an autoloader on this tank, they've removed it. It's a bit disappointing, but never mind. The other gun on the tank, which you'll want to get rid of straight away. As you can see, it's got worse rate of fire, worse penetration, and a worse aiming time, although slightly more accurate. A bit more useful for sniping perhaps, but not really what you're going to go in. So, on my tank I've got improved vents to improve all my crew skills, so I get better aiming time, better reloading time, better camo, better view range. I've also got coated optics to increase my view range when I'm on the move, because this is quite a nippy tank and you want to spend probably quite a lot of your time on the move. Binoculars would give me an increased view range, but I don't want to be sitting around in quite a lot of games too still for that to come into effect. However, there are maps where that would be useful. Then the last bit of equipment I've got is I've got vertical stabilizer. That's so I can shoot on the move again. When you're engaging in an enemy tank, your mobility is what's going to help you out, so you want to be able to be more accurate on the move. Standard kind of layout. I've got a few HE shells to help me against things that got low armor, things like, for example, just the Scorpion G, that kind of thing, so I can hit them and do a little bit more damage. So I'll do up to 232 damage compared to up to 144 damage with the standard AP. And then standard layout, for small first aid kit on 4, repair kit on 5, and then I've got a large first aid kit just to help protect my crew a little bit more. So mobility, pretty fast, 65 kilometers per hour back forwards, 22 kilometers an hour in reverse, a reasonable specific engine power of 25.45 horsepower per ton. But this is where it comes in, the real benefits of this tank. My concealment of both stationary and moving vehicle is 28.64%, so I'm getting a bonus of pretty much 30% to my camouflage, and that's partly because I've got a camo on the tank, it's partly because of the camo skills and the sisters in arms on the crew, because it's a female crew. And the big part is the view range, 425 meter view range, 777 meter signal range. That means I can spot really well, and I can make sure the rest of my team, no matter where I am on the map, they should be able to pick up the ones that I've spotted, and if they're in view range or draw range, shoot them. So we're going to have a little look at the battle now, and here's the game I wanted to show. So it's Malinovka, which is a great map for scouting. It's a big map, and passive scouting in particular. Passive scouting is where you aim not to be spotted and you kind of take one position, sit there and spot, and this kind of ridge line here is really good for that. So if you're on this side, you want to come about here, and I'm going to come about here, but also, you know, you can do a good job here. Reason is you're controlling the centre. From the centre you can spot more tanks, you can spot the tanks that are moving around here, spot the tanks that are camping around here, and that greatly aids your team, providing they shoot. So I'm going to try and get into the bush that's directly in front of me here, not the one that's first, but the one after that here, and you'll see me going there now. Okay, so I'll flick back to the view that I've got inside my tank. T37 on our team, I don't really know what he's doing, he's just kind of doing a suicide run. Don't do that, it's not really good. So I'm sticking in the bush. I pull back to make sure I'm well in the bush and spot this AMX-12T. Notice how I don't shoot at him. Okay, I'm not shooting, I'm just spotting him, highlighting him, because I know that as soon as I shoot, I am going to be spotted. Okay, well that's the risk, and I don't want that to happen. Especially because on the left hand side we've got some more tanks pulling along there, and I don't know where the TDs are. I do, however, put my cursor over the tank so he highlights the shell outside and press T to highlight him. Then try and track that Panzer III-4, and although the shot goes vaguely near his track, it doesn't manage and I get spotted. So pull back, get out of the way. Okay, especially because I've got RT, I don't want to be sitting there too long, and I don't want those tank destroyers to be noticing me. So I'm no longer spotted, so I'll pull back in. I'm desperate for that AMX-12T. So in this kind of battle, if you're on the team and you can see an enemy light tank being spotted, please take them out. But as we can see, less than 2 minutes have gone and we're down 5-0. Okay, a minute and a half is almost gone and we're 6-0 down. Let's go to T25 there. I can see him. I probably could take a shot at him and not be seen, but as he pulls back, I take a risk then that I would get spotted. Plus there's still that AMX-12T. We're getting hammered. Okay, the team has just thrown themselves into death. Nice guy, or NC30 guy in the T40 says 6 idiots dead. He's quite right, but it's about to get worse because we're going to lose somebody else in a second. And at this point I can see that we're getting absolutely annihilated on this kind of left flank, so I decide I need to stop people pushing down that flank if I can. I take 2 shots at the T28 who retreats, and I have not been spotted yet, so this is good. Spot a TOG, RT's favourite because they're so big, like a slug. Then I decide I'm going to try and take out that T28, finish him off, because he's got a fairly decent gun and he's fairly mobile. So if I can finish him, that's one less tank to worry about. I'm going to struggle with this TOG, so I'm hoping the rest of my team are going to do the damage for me. And they start to. I spotted T28 F30, and again they've got a nasty gun, and we'll come on to him again later. He shows his head up. Thankfully, team's taken out the TOG. We're now 3-9 down though, 3 minutes gone. So it's still looking like a bad situation. Our left flank is still collapsed, but it looks like they're not taking advantage. They've only got a TOG and an STV 39. And then I notice this S35 CA. Fairly decent gun. I'm trying to hope someone will take him out for me. No one's doing it so far, and then I get spotted, so I take a shot. Try and track him, fail. Instantly take a shot from the STV 39. And then the T30. And I take advantage of the quick aiming time to finish him off. I don't want him in. The T28 F30, he's got a really nasty gun. Now at this point I try and feint like I'm going left. I'm no longer spotted, so I go right to try and hopefully have the S35 facing the other way. But he's not, he's facing mine. When he puts one into the side of me, damages my ammo rack. Quick dab of 5.2 to repair that, and retreat back, popping my head over on the ridge just to spot some tanks. And I want them to not know exactly where I'm going to go. So the RT shoots and misses me, then I'm going to come back up here, see what I can spot. I've got the Churchill 3 over on the right down there, and I can also spot the TOG again. We've clawed it back now, it's 8-9. I've got 3 kills, so I'm doing alright. 556 damage, 690 now. At the side I'm going to have to take this TOG out myself. His armour is a bit tricky, but managed to do it. That was one of the top of the tier heavies tanks. In fact, they're top of the tier heavy tank, and it now means they have no tier 6 tanks left. I'm not going to engage that Churchill 3, because he's a tough nut to crack. Instead, I'm going to try and push up. I stay low on the ridgeline so I can come up with the bushes in between me and the opponents to give me a better camo. Spot the Matilda. Wait for him to be taken out. The Matilda's got bad view range, but I don't want to shoot because I can see on the mini-map there's still a Panzer 38 NA up there somewhere. And that ST VZ39 who spotted me. Okay, 9-all now, so we've pulled it back from horrifically low. There's the STV. Need someone to finish him off for me, and any second now the T150 will do that job for me. But again, I'm highlighting him, pressing T, because I want my teammates to shoot him. I'm essentially screaming, kill him, I've spotted him, kill him. At this point now I'll push forwards and spot the SAB M43. Make a mistake of stopping, I should have carried on driving there. Shoots me, takes out my track. Thankfully the Matilda's firing the derp gun and misses. Panzer 38 NA, I'm trying to shoot him on the move, taking advantage of the vertical stabilizer. He gets taken out, and we are now winning. It's now 14-9. We've come from being horrifically low down. It's now a guaranteed win. We've got 4 kills, and I'm hunting the arty for the 5th kill. I'm suspecting the arty is going to be around this kind of area. I accept the platoon from Kinslayer because that way we get a brother in arms medal because we both killed 3 or more tanks. And Ullman in the T150 also accepts. So looking for the arty now. He's going to be around here somewhere. Now I know this is a bit deep water, so I don't want to drive in there and drown now. That would be a terrible way to end. Accidentally clip a tree, that's not so good because an experienced player would see that and notice where you were coming from. But there's the Panzer 4B, the arty. For some reason he doesn't aim his gun at me, which means I've got a nice time to reload and kill him. 5 kills, 1,288 damage. Now a little recap of that. The essence of scouting, don't shoot. If you shoot, your camo rating drops down. It goes from, in this tank, 28 point something down to about 6.7. So that's a massive drop in camo. You shoot, you can get spotted easily. If you get spotted easily in a light tank and you're stationary, you're an easy target. Most things are going to penetrate you, and it's going to take you a little time to get up to full speed and accelerate out of the way. There's a risk you'll get tracked as well, or have your engine damaged. So if you're going to do a passive scouting on a map like Malinovka, sit tight. This scouting does not work on every type of map. If you're on a city map, for example, where everything's really close up, you're not going to find a bush and hide in it, because by the time something comes around, you may spot them, but they're going to spot you pretty quick as well. So you've got to be careful. That calls for a different type of scouting, which we'll cover in another lesson. Alright, I hope you liked it, guys. So please remember to like, subscribe, leave comments below, share it with your friends, and hopefully I'll be able to get a new mic soon, but I am getting married, so it's going to have to wait until after that. It's expensive. Alright, take care, guys.